right, welcome to Jack Dodson'S Racing Insider News. Without Scott Allen right now, of course, we all know about Scott. He gets here when he gets ready, and he'll be here sometime between now and tomorrow. But anyway, let's get to talk about our sponsors for the show. For our show, first one out there is Turn 2 Synthetics. I want to thank Hunter Waltrip for coming on board this year and being a part of the show. He's always helping us out. He comes and fills in a lot for Scott. And also Waltrip Power Wash Solutions. I want to thank him for that also. And then GRIER and Associates with Mean Dean's Automotive. I want to thank Andre GRIER, Dean Shiplet, and all that whole group over there. They came on board this year and they've made a big difference in our show and helping us out a little bit this year. I want to thank Chuck and Bill and everybody here at Langley Speedway. They give us the place to do this. They turn it over to us on Tuesday nights and say, go for it. And we enjoyed it. And we look around. As a matter of fact, I had a talk with Bill the other night at the race, during the race. And we're so happy to be a part. He includes us as part of the Langley Speedway family. So we appreciate that. Bondurant Brothers Distillery from Chase City, Virginia. I want to thank Robert Bondurant. Been telling him I'm going to get down there sometime and pick up some more moonshine. I ain't got down there yet. But I've got some still left from the past, but he's got some new stuff and he wanted me to come get it. And it's just not working out to get that direction.
Make that trip.
MAYHEM Management. Want to thank Erin Goodman and everybody at MAYHEM Management. She does a lot of our graphic stuff and everything for us. She is number one at doing that for us, and I really appreciate her. MPM Marketing, Tanya McAllister. She does a lot of works with drivers and promotes the drivers and does a lot of their graphic designs, does their uniforms, helps them with social media and marketing materials and press releases. She does an outstanding job. Black Acid Apparel. Bill Petroff is with, he came on with us a few years ago. Honestly, it is a great thing that he's done for us, being a part of our show. This year, he really stepped up and helped us out with a lot of stuff that I would have never thought we'd have been able to do, but he's helped us out with that. And our show is presented by Gen X Motorsports. I want to thank everybody over at Gen X, and hopefully soon we're going to take the show to Gen X for one night and talk to all the people involved with Gen X Motorsports. A great group of guys. They do driver development and race car rentals. They keep other people's cars, work on other people's cars for them. So need some help with your racing, check out Gen X Motorsports. SLINGER Speed Co. or Speed Company. They're here as one of the sponsors here at Langley Speedway, but they've come on board with us and helped us out with some stuff, and we really appreciate all they've done for us. VA 811, Brian Morehouse and his bunch over there. Thank you for all. Brian has been with us since the very start of this, and we really appreciate him being around with us. Factory Canopies and Fluid Logic. Factory Canopies made these for us and gave us our chairs. Got some other stuff from them, and man, I'm gonna tell you what, there's some great people over there. And when y'all get ready to do that 100 lap modified race, you might want to look into that Fluid Logic thing.
The canister.
They got a real lightweight one now. Yep. And we saw it when we went to Charlotte. We saw it, and a lot of the crew chiefs in the Cup garage don't want nothing to do with it.
I've been looking at the bigger one for them,
but they've got a nice one there, and he'd have to explain all the intricacies that I can't explain them. But I'm gonna tell you, it's a neat deal. Papa John's Pizza. They give us pizza every Tuesday night. We appreciate them being with us. Amanda Potnode and everything with her group over there. And of course, Guillermo Amaya with the GAC LLC. They do a lot of construction stuff around the area. We really appreciate him being with us, and it means a lot to us to have him on board with us. All right, I've got DJ Valente here with us, and we're going to talk in just a minute about all he's got going on with his racing. But let's start with some news. We wasn't here last week with the July 4th holiday, so I got to catch you up on 2 weeks of Cup racing. Up in Chicago, Shane Van Gisbergen
SVG.
He won the cup race out of nowhere. First time he'd ever been in a cup car. He goes out and wins the race, but he is a road race ringer, so that's one thing he can say. William Byron won the race in Atlanta this past weekend. In the XFINITY series, Cole Custer won at Chicago, and John Hunter Nemechek won at Atlanta. They ran the Mid-Ohio truck. The trucks were run at Mid-Ohio. Corey Heim got the win. And the ARCA series, Tyler Ankrum got the win. And understand that they had a little incident after that was all over with. And some people got some punishment behind it, but I won't go into all that because, you know, I don't want to misrepresent something here. But anyway, that's just the way it is. It happens to the best of them. At Lonesome Pine this past weekend, in the late model stock cars, Chase Dixon got the win along with Blaine Harrison. Chase Dixon has, I mean, I've been knowing Chase for a long, long time. It was good to see he got back in victory lane again. And I wish I could say this about Kevin Canner, but I can't say it because Kevin Canner has now won like 12 races this year at 3 different tracks. And I don't think his lowest finish was first. So
pretty impressive.
Yeah, so he won the Mod 4 race up at Lonesome Pine, and he's a good friend of ours too. Hickory, they had 2 late model races at Hickory. Cade Brown got the first win, and Landon Hoffman got the second. At Bowman Gray this past weekend in the modifieds, Chris Fleming, the showstopper, got the win. And down at Wake County, the Cars Tour did the pro late models, and Logan Jones got the win. At Ace Speedway, Trevor Ward got the late model win. Now, a week before last at Sobo, they started the Virginia Triple Crown. I'm not going into, we know who actually finished first, but we know who's now first. And so Bobby McCarty was given the win. Butterbean was moved to second. And so that's where they start out with the Virginia Triple Crown. So that's going to be cool to see that happen. At Langley Speedway, the past 2 weekends, not this past weekend, but the weekend before, in the modifieds, Matt Carter got the win. In the bandos, Sarah Weitzel got the win. In the legends, Tommy Jackson Jr. And that was a pretty interesting race also. But again, I won't go into who did what in that one either. We'll save that for later on in the show. At Langley this past weekend, in the Grand Stocks, Nate Lundeen got the win. In the truck series, Chris Roberts got the win. Late model race number 1, Connor Hall. Late model race number 2, Connor Hall. In the limited late model race number 1, Jacob Derrick got the win. Got my Jacob Derrick shirt on. He gave me this week. And in the limited late model race number 2, which is the Virginia Racers, I should say, Donovan Edwards got the win. And in the Super Streets, Sammy Gata got the win. And I'll finish up the news and everything after this is over with. Also, we were supposed to have Justin Ellis on the show tonight with us, and we were going to talk Hampton Heat. But there has been a small change made here at Langley Speedway. Justin is not the race director, and my understanding is that Shane Laws is going to be here for the next couple of weeks, getting ready for the Hampton Heat and everything. So Shane Laws, and Shane was coming tonight too, but then Bill called a meeting for all the officials. So all the officials are having a meeting somewhere, and I hope that you know, I'll ask you that question in a little while. But anyway, so other than that, we'll talk about some other things, and we got DJ Valente here with us. I have heard your name for a long time.
I don't know if that's good or bad.
No, it's good. I mean, it's good. But I've heard your name for a long time, and I kept saying, I'm going to get him on the show one time, and it always slipped my mind. But I'm glad you're with us tonight because it's, you know.
Thank you for having me.
And that big modified, you had a big modified win a couple weeks ago.
It was nice. It was nice. We've been pretty competitive this year. You know, I would say we've been really fast, but we've been really competitive. So it was finally nice to get that first one. You know.
What's it? I mean, you know, we had Sean Beluso out here for a long time, and I mean, you know, he's history. I mean, he's the history of this place.
Absolutely.
And it's really good to see, you know, the thing out here on the wall, and they put flowers out there today for him. So it's really cool. But then the transition was made over to Matt Carter, and he just seems like he took Sean's lead there and just kind of went off with it. So what can you guys do to catch up with this guy?
You know, I don't know. You know, they got a really nice race car, you know, and they work hard on the car, you know, but we're working hard on the car. We're getting closer. You know, I think he's still got some more left. I don't think he's shown yet, but you know, I think we're getting closer. Hopefully by the end of the year, we can be door to door.
What's the competition like out there in that division, man? I'm gonna tell you what, there is some heavy hitters in that division.
The cars are extremely competitive, and they're so temperamental. So it's, you know, you can have a good car and be decent, but you know, you got to have a great car to be fast and be fast weekly is really hard with these cars, especially with the 2-tire deal. You know, it's kind of hard to maintain stagger with the cars. They're just really temperamental. I mean, they're super temperamental.
With the tire deal going on, you know, how has that affected you and your team with trying to get the car? How much practice do you get when?
Well, we were extremely fortunate last year to really hit on something right before the end of the year. So we haven't really practiced a lot, but being with tires being shorted, it's really hard to practice and know the race car. Unless you can keep newer tires on the car to kind of adjust for that, you know, it's kind of hard to keep the car fast and consistent. But you know, we've been extremely fortunate to have, you know, decent tires, and when they were able to sell practice tires, we bought practice tires, which, you know, that we just cycle those in with, you know, trying to make some mock runs, and that seemed to help a lot, especially with qualifying, because qualifying is huge with the cars. They're so hard to pass with. You know, it's so hard to cut a tire or get into somebody too heavy and mess your car up, or, you know, have a problem where you can really mess some cars up. So it's really, they can be really hard to pass with. So qualifying is huge, especially in the first races on twin nights.
It was really good to see Rick Godova come out the other night and get the pole and everything, but that lasted what, 1 lap?
Yeah, I know.
You probably don't even know.
Yeah.
They got together. Rick went to the.
I was getting to that. I was gonna let him explain.
I was standing down there. I always like hanging around with the Parker group, right? Because there's always something interesting going on, right?
So
Taylor's she's excited, and I was like, oh.
Yeah. So I mean, it really, it's a bad deal. I like Rick and all those guys. They work hard on their car, and it's an unfortunate deal because, I mean, he really only has been out here 2 weeks, and then the first week I got into him, that was my deal. You know, I called him on Sunday and apologized for that because I was overly aggressive. You know, we had a really good car open tonight, and I felt like we had a car we could win with, and I didn't really want to let him get in line, so I thought I had more room than I did. And then this past Saturday, that was just kind of more one of them racing deals. I don't know what kind of the deal was, but I felt like I was.
Who'd you get into this weekend?
Rick. Unfortunately, yeah. I mean, I really, you know, I really try not to race like that, but like I say, the cars are just, they're so rigid, and you can't really, like a late model car, we can kind of run in there and kind of ease on somebody, you know, depending on how your closing speed are and where you get into them at, they're just, it was a bad deal, and I hated it for Rick and all his guys, but we should have been going a lot faster than that on the second lap of the race. So I don't know what they were doing or what kind of games they were trying to play, or if they were trying to play games. But you know, I was trying to race hard, and I just really didn't think I was going to get into him as hard as it did. I just don't know if he got heavy in the brake or if I just hit him in the wrong spot. But yeah, racing deal. Nothing else I could say about that, but that was just a racing deal.
I was going to try to start something, but I guess I won't now.
Yeah, I mean, you know, there was probably some fingers thrown at me after the race was over, but you know, I expected that. I mean, you know, I get it. It's racing. That's why I kind of let everything calm down. I didn't want to go over there. And
did you lose some sleep over it?
Absolutely not. I did the first week. The first week I felt extremely bad. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. It bothered me all night Saturday and then the Sunday, and I got his number late that night, and I just like, I'm not going to text him tonight. Text him the next morning, so what's a good time to kind of arrange it that way. And I did feel bad, but this week, you know, I don't know.
He deserved it. This
Well, I'm not gonna say you deserved it, but you know, I want to talk to him. You know, you know, he'll probably tell me another story, but I feel a certain way, and I'm gonna tell him how I felt. So
I won't push it anymore.
Yeah,
I'll let that go. I won't push it anymore. DJ, how did you get started in racing? What got you interested in the sport?
My dad started helping Donnie and Terry Harris on their car, and he ran the shop at Tri-Cities Beverage down the street, and Donnie and Terry worked on their beer trucks for a long time. And my dad liked cars, so he just started helping them. And when I got the age of running go-karts, I think I was about 13 when I started. They got me my first go-kart, and I think we won everything under the sun that first year. And Donnie told my dad to get him out of go-kart before he gets hurt, so they got me a mini truck. And that was like 99. First year I ran here with mini truck in 99, and kind of been hit and miss ever since then.
Have you found your niche with the modifieds? I mean, is that
Anything with four wheels and steering wheel, I don't care. So if it's a race car, it makes no difference.
So
I just like racing.
So we could see you in anything, then you'd be this is.
Hey, it don't make no difference to me. If it's fast and competitive, I'll drive anything.
Well, that's the deal.
Yeah.
Anyway, tell us about the win. The win this year. I mean, you got.
What was that like?
I mean, with Matt Carter and everybody.
Well, I swear they didn't count lap 46 for 3 laps in a row. I don't watch the scoreboard traditionally, but that night, after about 30, 35 laps, every corner I just glance up. I just take a slight glance, and I swear I tell them like 46, I ran that thing like 4 or 5 laps in a row. It never changed. So, but that was nice. You know, we've been working at the modified extremely hard the past probably 3 years, and we got a kind of a bad deal on one of the cars we got, and kind of put us back for about 1.5 years. And Chris Johnson kind of helped us figure that car out was unsavable. So we got this car from another guy in the Brett Hamilton car, and ever since we got that car, it's just, we got it about start of the year last year, and we've been progressively getting better and better with it. And once we put the center pole on it, it seemed like it really helped it, especially around here. We haven't taken it anywhere else, but around here, it seems like
everybody's running that now, ain't they?
Some of the guys, it's kind of hit and miss, but most of the guys are. I know Matt, Rick. I think Brad Adams runs it.
28.
Yeah, Jamie's got it on their car. Yeah, there's a few, but it's really hard to get figured out. It's really it's interesting. I'll put it that way. It's definitely different than anything traditional I've ever worked on as far as truck arm or traditional trail arms. It's the geometry is really weird.
Right.
And it's almost like just trying to start all over again, from traditional setup.
Yeah, and being in that competition with Matt Carter and everybody in that field, that's if you're not right on the money, you're gonna have a problem.
Yeah,
even if you're right on the money, it's really hard.
Yeah, it is. And like I said, the cars are so temperamental. The tires are so small, and you got so much horsepower. And around here, I mean, we don't get wide open. I don't hardly get wide open at all around here, except for qualifying. Maybe it's kind of like just drive as fast as you can and save as much as you can. That's really, I mean, around here, it's just what you do.
What was going through your mind? Because I was watching the race you won. I was excited to see you win. I guess this was the last 15, 20 laps. Matt was coming, but I don't know how hard Matt was pushing it or how hard you were pushing it, but it didn't look like he was really gaining that much on you. I mean, he would knock off a little bit here or there.
Yeah.
And then every once in a while, I'd look out of turn 4 and he'd get a little loose out there, out of 4, and lose what he had gained and then work back. And I'm like, he ain't gonna have enough time to get there. Even if he does, I don't think he's gonna be able to get that car's gonna get real wide.
Yeah, Terry Harris is sponsored for me. He was keeping me track, and we kind of try to maintain a good pace where we knew he would get to us, and if he did, especially if we had a late caution. Like we had a late caution, we had to have something saved just in case we had to run to get a little bit of gap. But it'd have been interesting if you'd have got to us, because they were kind of telling me what he was running and kind of how far he was back once he got to second. And I was like, as long as I can kind of maintain a certain speed, and I was just trying to hit my marks. That was the big. If I could hit my marks and not really get behind any lap traffic, not where I could really concentrate on my line. I knew we were pretty good. I wasn't worried about him to get my bumper or anything. As long as he didn't drive in there and door me, I think we'd have been fine.
Yeah, and that wouldn't be Matt.
No, absolutely, yeah, no.
Ricky Smoot, maybe.
No, I don't. Maybe now, yeah, maybe now. I might have one coming to me. Yeah, I expect it. I've been racing long enough, been around it. I get it.
Now, how cool was it to finally take Terry Harris and I mean, I know it would have been much cooler to have his dad here to Victory Lane. That had been pretty cool.
It was cool. It was humbling. The past few years have been extremely humbling for the modifieds because had so much high expectation when we built our new car, and then to struggle with that for the 2 years that we did have it, and kind of second guess everything we ever did with the car and me driving. Like I was.
And didn't Terry run in that race? No, he ran in the one.
Yeah, he ran. Yeah, and that's another
Terry's
car.
coming out of retirement?
Yeah, no, that's another car. We got another car, so it was just it was really nice. It would have been nice to have Donnie there, but it was cool.
And what do you let David do?
I
mean, you just let him watch the side.
Well, David's one of the few people I trust to work on a race car. So I do. I'll give him that. But yeah, no, David does my tires. He's been doing my tires for quite a few years now. He does a good job with my tires.
Did Jack not offer you any pizza, man?
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't eat cheese.
No.
Yeah, but I appreciate it.
Sucks for you.
Yeah. All right.
I noticed how everybody said you made an interest, and the first thing you got was a pizza.
I'm hungry.
I think it was a peppercini first.
Anyway, for the win you got in the modifieds a few weeks ago, you were our driver of the week.
Oh, awesome.
And
I think you almost got all the votes.
Oh, really? That's
You
pretty
got a
cool.
mafia?
I guess you could call it that.
This is a little gift from us to you.
Oh, thank you.
Don't know if you use it, but
Oh, I will use it.
There's a shortage on everything except them things.
Oh, awesome. Thank you. Appreciate that, guys.
I'll put an alcohol in it.
Well, I can't promise what's going to end up in.
don't.
I will share, though.
Brandy, see me sometime and we'll talk about it. And you and all your little videos.
She must have been bored all week.
I ain't kidding you. Seems like I was the center of attention there for a little while. And then I got off of it, and then it was me and you. And the one with the little hats today, that just, I didn't like that one at all.
I didn't do that.
That was funny, but So anyway, yeah, we're glad you.
Yeah.
I tried to get you here, and I couldn't help it. I had to cancel one.
I get it. No, I understand. No, I appreciate it. Yeah, it was definitely nice. They guys, but I couldn't do it all, my guys. I just.
Well, give me a shout out, whatever.
All my sponsors.
Everybody but David.
Well, he is one of the poor ones. I have to thank my wife first and foremost. I forgot to do that when we actually won, but there was so much going through my mind. So that was the biggest thing tonight was my wife. Mary is number one. Like if it wasn't for her putting up with all my stuff,
my baby daddy.
Yeah, probably. That sounds just like her. Yeah. I got I can't forget the old lady. So
Oh, then you go and throw that in there.
How old is she?
You were doing good, Dan.
Yeah. I know her and my little girl's watching, so my little girl's probably getting a trip out of that.
How old's the little girl?
7.
Oh,
yeah. So Sophia, between her and Sophia, they're great. They come out to the racetrack with us, on Saturdays. They're out here all day. Practice, Sophia, when I leave racetrack, Sophia wants to leave racetrack. So mommy's got to go. So mommy's got to go because daddy can't watch her. So, but luckily my wife knows when I get to the racetrack, I'm all race car. Like I am dead set on that race car.
Yeah, I've been through that.
Yeah,
I know how that works.
I really just like my concentrate. I can't deal with both. My concentrates has to be on one or the other. So.
Yeah. You've never backed over a jack or anything like that out there, have you?
I've run over all kinds of stuff. I mean,
I just asked him a question.
if it's in a pit box, my guys are gonna leave it behind the car or somewhere around the car.
So let me ask you another question. You know, you got 3 pedals in your car, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay. You ever mix them up?
No. When I drove a Legend car, I did. The first Legend car I ever did, it had the 2 brake pedals in the middle, and that really messed with my mind. Like I messed that up a couple times, so I had to cut one of them off. Yeah, I couldn't do it. But yeah, not full size race car.
So a full size race car.
Never.
And you qualify on the outside pole. I mean, you know, you're qualified second.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a big deal, man. You know, you finally made it to the
Yeah,
front row.
yeah.
Yeah. And then you mixed up the pedals. When they dropped the green flag, you hit the brake.
Oh. Yeah, then that would be good.
So,
did they have 3 pedals or did they have 2? Did they actually have 3?
They had 3.
Okay, make sure. You know, some cars only have 2 now. You got to make sure.
No, they had 3. They had 3. I understand they had to go down and label them, so you'll know which one was which.
Did they put it on the dashboard?
No, they just said put your nuts up here.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to tell you who did it, but I think you probably figured it
Yeah,
out.
I think I could probably narrow it down pretty good. Did they finish the race? How'd that actual after that start?
Well, they finished the race.
Okay, I didn't know if there was anything
You
after.
finished the race.
Second or third, I don't know where.
Okay.
No, you wasn't second, you were third.
I knew it, but I knew racers say second or third. I know it's third. It might be fourth, like
even
top 5.
after I hit the brake, I was still third by the time we got to turn 1. And if somebody had been close to me, it'd have been Rick Godovic going over there like you did.
Yeah, don't do that to me. You might have a start, you might have a chance for us on the front straightaway still, because I'm still trying to get my stuff together too. But after we get wound up, no, let's not do that.
Well, Scott had a very illustrious driving career when he was out of
It's funny. When I first started driving race cars, my dad and Donnie and them, they did all the maintenance on it. I rarely worked on my own. I usually cleaned Terry's or did some kind of maintenance thing on Terry's car or something like that. That's how I learned to work on race cars. So after I started driving trucks and we went to run dirt, started tearing up a little bit more stuff, like tearing bumpers off. It was every week. Like, I mean, it might have been in the heat race too. So after about the 3rd weekend, we go to the shop, and it was in the summertime, so I'd work at the shop during the summer. So we walked over the shop, and the whole front is torn. And I was like, well, looks like I got to learn how to fix your front of the car now. So I'd learn how to build bump bars, crushed metal. That's what I did. The rest of the summer, I put new bump. I made 2 when I did it. So,
but how did your driving change after you had to start working on it?
It changed drastically. I didn't like them long weeks, that long nights. Yeah, I still don't like them now.
See, when you have to do the work yourself,
It's huge.
or you have to pay for it yourself,
It's huge.
You take a little bit more knowledge of what's going on.
Yeah.
So, you know.
And you raced dirt? Where'd you race dirt at?
Virginia Motor Speedway. I guess you could call what I did there. I struggled really bad on dirt. That wasn't my forte, I guess you could say.
It wasn't Jack's either, but it didn't stop him though.
Yeah, I tried to run it for about 4 years, which was my problem. But we only ran maybe a handful of races a year, but it was tough.
Did you start in parking the dirt?
No.
Somebody did.
I will never start.
I will
never start a park car. I'm sorry.
I don't know.
You have to pay me up front.
I don't know why in the hell I have to bring that. Why I have to go through this every time.
Was he a fuel filler? Fuel filler, what do you call those? They get the numbers up.
You can come back anytime you say.
No, he ain't coming back. I had a hard enough time getting him here first time. Now he's gonna do this. He ain't coming back. See what happened?
You know it's bullshit when somebody says what happened was
no. It was kids' night at the racetrack at Southampton.
Okay.
When it was dirt.
Okay.
And I wanted to be the first car on the track for kids' night.
Is something.
He's here every week, all right.
And that's coming. That right now that's on thin ice now. I tell you what, I'm just gonna leave the story alone now. I'm gonna leave it.
Now I'm invested. I need to know.
ask Robbie about his first.
Don't ask Robbie. Robbie Parker is a liar.
Robbie said he lapped me twice in one lap.
Oh my God.
That's a lie. That's a lie.
Oh man,
That's
bad. I would believe. No, I wouldn't think anybody's that bad. I would hope not. At least
Are you friends with Robbie Parker?
Yeah, Robbie. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if he considers me.
Yeah. Now I can understand.
Things make more sense.
Yeah, now I can understand. When you went out there and intentionally wrecked Rick Cadola.
Yeah. Everybody down pit road told me he was gonna back me up in the corner. So I mean, I don't know. Everybody told me.
All right, let's. Speaking of a dirt racer, we got a guy who is getting ready to come on the show that has been doing a little dirt racing here in the last little. Brenda Parker said, but Robbie Parker wouldn't lie.
That's a lie.
That's a lie. So we know Brenda Parker will lie too. So yeah, we know how that works. But anyway, we got a guy here now coming on the show. We've known this kid forever, and I tell you what, I'm more and more impressed with him every time I see him. And I tell you what, let's get Garrett on here.
I mean, the starter does.
Garrett, how you doing, buddy?
Good, man. How are you guys?
Hey, man, I'm living the life here. I'm staying here I'm sitting over here with two nuts, and I ain't got,
He's lost control.
You got lapped twice in one lap. That's just what I hear. I'm a racer. That's just what I hear.
Hey, Garrett, you and I are buddies, right?
I hope so.
You're not sounding like you agree with that too much, man.
I agree with you.
Huh?
I agree with you.
Okay, you didn't act like you agreed with me to start with. But anyway, Garrett, what is it like now you're running dirt and having fun on dirt? Are you having fun doing that, or is that just something you wanted to do?
Yeah. So I don't got too many asphalt races this year, as I normally do, with our schedule being changed and everything throughout the season. My uncle has an extra dirt crate car that we have up at home that we run once in a while, and my cousin moved up to the modified division. And my uncle called me one Saturday when I was off a couple weeks ago and goes, "Hey, I got this seat open. You want to come try it, just to try it and see how it is?" And I hopped in it, and I didn't really know what to expect. And I kind of caught on pretty quick. It was actually fairly really fun. Not gonna lie. And then that first night, like I said, we won, and I didn't even know what to say. Like I wasn't supposed to win that night. Like it was just, we picked up on it, and I'm doing it when I'm not running the asphalt stuff, and I'm enjoying both. I really am.
So do you enjoy if you had to make your druthers of what you would like to keep going in, would you rather do asphalt or the dirt?
Asphalt, 100%. 100%. I don't like that Sunday washing deal. That's no fun.
Oh, you had to wash it after it was over with, huh?
Yeah, that's not the fun part.
Well, that's part of the deal. You have to take the good with the bad.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was really cool. When I saw you won that first dirt race, man, I thought that was unbelievable. I said, man, he wasn't expecting him to do anything on dirt, and then you went out and done it again.
Yeah. So far we got 4 races on the dirt. So far this year with 2 wins, and like I said, I'm just having fun with it. That's more of like a relaxing deal for me. It's not as stressful as the asphalt stuff is, and it's serious. I'm just doing it when I can, and then just keeping myself up to shape, and just doing what I can with both sides, asphalt and the dirt, getting my name out there. And now we're staying busy this year, especially with 3 cars now. Like you said, that we ran the late model last weekend, and then the super stock, and then now this dirt car. So I'm staying pretty busy.
Oh, hey, you got seat time. Doesn't make no difference. You get seat time behind it.
Yeah, totally. The dirt actually, I think, is going to help me a lot with car control, way more on the asphalt side, because on dirt stuff, you're more, sideways, throwing the car in, but being smooth also at the time, so you're not all over the place. So it's helped me a lot, I think, in my opinion, going from the asphalt to the dirt, and just trying to get my feet wet in both and achieve what I can.
Oh, that's cool. Well, anyway, one of the reasons I wanted to get you on the show, I've been trying to get you the last couple of weeks, and of course, I had a problem one week and couldn't be here. But anyway, the week you won the dirt race, I don't know if you can see it. You were the driver of the week for that week.
Yeah.
Grandma had you going. She had everybody up there voting for you.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm going to send this to you, and like I did with what's your name again?
The guy that laughed you twice in one laugh.
That was Riley Parker. Anyway, Garrett, I'm sorry you have to be on the show with you guys. I mean, you know.
I bet you I'd fit right in. It's all right.
Well, you better not fit in against me. You better not fit in against me. I mean, I got enough problems right now here. But anyway, I'm gonna send you a water bottle and this too. One of our water bottles and this too. So I'll send it to you this week. I was going to send it to you ahead of time, but I said no. I'm gonna wait till I get him on the show, and then I'm gonna show it to him, and then I'm gonna send it to him. So
yeah, that's
you know.
that. I appreciate it.
Hey Garrett, you know you're one of our favorites. We've kind of followed you along for a long time. Well, I have. And,
yeah, I appreciate it. I always enjoy coming on here. I always enjoy talking and recapping what we've been doing and catching up with you guys as well. And then seeing you guys in person as well is always great too.
Yeah. Well, are you coming to Richmond?
I think I actually raced that weekend. My next plan to go, I was going to go to New Hampshire this weekend with the Emerling team, but I got racing this weekend that I'll be attending, so I won't be able to make it. But probably if I do see you guys, we're planning on coming down south at the end of the year with the late model, just to try to do what we did down like at Florence, and trying to get more exposure with me with that and getting my feet wet with that and coming down and trying it.
Well, I hope you do, because you let me know. Make sure you let me know that you're going to be at Florence. I'll try to get down there to see that race. Maybe this year I can make it down there for a change.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Who's that walking around behind you?
Granny.
Oh, I thought that was her.
Yeah, yeah. So.
Well, look, you tell her I really appreciate her sending me all the links to your videos and stuff. Sometimes I can't watch them right when it's going on because I was here at Langley this week, but when I got home, I watched. So, I really, and I love hearing her commentary sometimes. It's really,
everybody comes up to me every time at the racetrack. Your grandma really talks like that? Yeah. But no, I appreciate it. Like I said, she fills everybody in, everybody from out of town, family members, and people I know that across the world watch, like you guys. And, it helps me a lot with seeing what I've been able to do in racing so far. And I can even go back and study as well. It helps a lot with that. And, I just like keeping up, and I'm glad she does it every week.
Well, I am too. I'll tell you what, that's one way I've been able, even when you were running bandos, I mean, that was my way of keeping up with you and seeing what all you were doing. But, her commentary sometimes, though.
A little too far.
Does it go a little too far?
Yeah. I think some drivers might not like me because of the way she talks about some people.
Well,
hey, that's great.
But is it, if it's true, you can't say anything, you can't say nothing to her.
Well, I know, but hey, sometimes it is pretty funny though.
Well, I have sat at home with my computer on watching the race and have the volume turned up. And your grandmother will get going with it and be talking, right?
Yeah.
And my wife will go, "Who is that lady?"
Yeah, she gets a little riled up, but we all love her.
Hey, I think the world of her. And I really appreciate what she does. I mean, she's good at supporting what you do, and it's really good that I got to say thank you for helping us out so I can keep up with you too. So that's a really big deal.
Yeah, I'll tell her.
She should be roaming around there somewhere,
Yeah, she's doing laps. She's the star of the show right now. You're talking about her. She's doing laps.
Well, I mean, got to talk nice about her. I'm sitting here with two guys here that I'm not really sure I know anymore. So I don't, I'm glad you come on the show. And I can get, Anyway, what's your schedule like next few weeks?
Next few weeks, so with the Super Stock, we got July 22nd, we'll be at Lancaster Motorplex. Also that same night, we'll be running our Pro Late Model at Lancaster as well that same night. And then August, it's kind of slowing down now. The month of September is actually pretty big. We have a big race that we won last year at Oswego, September 1st. That's Classic Weekend up at Oswego. We have a few late model races coming up in a couple weeks in September. Some big like Race of Champions Tour races we're going to be following. Right now we're sitting third in points from our finish last weekend. So we're going to be chasing that series as well. We got, I think, 5 more races with them. The Super Stock, we're strictly just going to run that tour again that we've won the past 2 years with their championship. And just basically, I think we have about 10, 11 more races up here, up at home. And then, like I said, I'm going to try to travel down south at the end of the year and get some funding, to make it all work out. And then next year, hopefully we'll have some big news coming in January.
Yeah, let's hope so. I like to see you get out here and race a lot more.
Yes.
I mean, that would be good. Now, you don't race at Chemung much more anymore, do you?
No, we kind of we just wanted to expand more. Like I said, we got that late model over the winter, and that was our main focus this year. And actually, the first 2 races with the RO's Race Champions Tour got rained out. So it's kind of been bumming us here. We've only got 1 race so far with that. So we're just basically gonna travel across Western New York and up here by me and just find what we can. There's not too many late model stuff up here as it's kind of fallen off, but we're trying to grow it back. So we got about a couple more races with that. And the Super Stock, we're just going to pick and choose kind of. We don't really know what we're going to do yet just because we're focusing on that late model, as I said. And the dirt car as well, that's going to be every time I'm off on a Saturday or a Sunday. So I'll keep you guys updated with that as well on Facebook. And we're probably going to be doing about 5-6 more dirt races this year just to, stay busy and keep updated.
Well, that'd be cool. That'd be good. Well, Garrett, man, I appreciate you coming on here. I know you got things going on around you. You got a lot of stuff. I was just when I asked you about Chemung, I just thought maybe, the guys at Chemung got mad with you, didn't want you there no more. And I thought maybe your grandmother may have, pissed them off too. And
I'll say it. I mean, there was some controversy. I mean, you've seen it the past year and a half down there, and it kind of got out of hand. And
I didn't want you to have to explain that. I was just trying to start something, but
So we're just picking and choosing. We actually have 2 more races there. Actually, with that late model, we go there 2 times. So we're still going back. That's in August and in September. We have 2 races there with that. So we are going back 2 more times, just with a different car.
Hey Garrett, how's your dad doing, and how's everything going there?
Dad's doing very well. He was just at my graduation party last weekend.
Oh, congratulations. I forgot about that. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, he's improving. He's definitely coming a long way. He definitely has a swear vocabulary up to date, as always. And no, he's getting strength back. It's a process. I keep my head high every day, hoping that one day it'll all bounce back. And he's been coming to the races. He was at I think he was at one of my dirt races actually, and he goes, "What are you doing here?" So, he's improving. He is. It's just a process. My uncle and aunt and all my rest of my family have been helping out a ton with him, and we can see it. I mean, my aunt posts every week his updates, and he's getting there. It's just going to be a process, and he's still here.
Well, tell him I said get well soon and get back so you can get him out there to racetrack with you every weekend.
Yes, sir.
I know that's what you want. So
yeah.
Anyway, well, Garrett, we appreciate your time, man, and good luck to you, and we'll stay in touch, and we'll get you back on here again, and I'm going to send your stuff to you this week, so it'll be coming to you soon.
Perfect. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it again. Like I said, whenever a couple weeks down the road, a couple months down the road, I'll come back on, and we'll recap again and let you guys know what's going on.
Yeah, please do. All right, man. We'll talk to you real soon, all right?
All right. Thank you, guys. Have a good night.
You too.
See you, Garrett. This grandma is funny.
Have you listened to those
Some
things?
of them, yeah.
She is, oh man, she's good. I mean, I intentionally turned this thing off because I didn't want to see what all he wrote up there.
I am trying to finish the pizza.
Yeah, he said, you damn right he's almost finished with the pizza. It's unbelievable. Come in late and the first thing Jack got the pedals mixed up and hit the brakes and then parked. Who wrote that? Who wrote that? GRIER. Andre GRIER. I am not believing you, man. That ain't me. He the one that messed up the pedals.
I didn't park
I didn't park either. Well,
He was overwhelmed. He just got overwhelmed.
You do know that out there sometimes that elevator don't work.
Yes, I do. Luckily,
Did you get stuck at you?
no, but I've heard stories. That's why I take it with caution. I make sure I have something to drink
Hey, look.
and a cell phone that works.
Look, Saturday night.
You didn't do that.
Oh,
Saturday night was pouring. You got the rain in there, and everybody we were all in here.
Never.
And making the comments about going out and getting stuff and coming back. And the conversation came up about the elevator. And I told them I got everybody that went out of here after I told them the story how I got stuck in that elevator. They never went back down that elevator.
If there's any kind of lightning or rain or anything in the vicinity, I'm walking. It gets hot in that elevator.
Oh, does it, Jack?
Yeah, it does.
Chuck all had to come get him out.
Yeah, and his truck was all the way at home. He had to come all the way back. Get me out.
Oh,
So,
hey.
but anyway, that can happen to you tonight.
Oh,
right?
I
You keep
think I
talking-
might walk. I think I might
Or
walk.
be pushed off the side.
Keep talking trash if you want to.
And walk in circles.
Into your modified.
Yeah.
Nate wants to know if you can eat the box too.
Well, and not until the pizza runs out. Got to guys say congratulations to Nick winning his first race, his second race in the Grandstock.
Yeah,
Pretty big deal.
Yeah, that was cool.
that was and that's one of the things. We got all three of us here, so might as well talk about the racing this past weekend. But one of the things that we haven't mentioned to some of the news that I haven't mentioned is that Kip Childress has gone from NASCAR to the Cars Tour
That
now
was a surprise.
as executive director. I think that's a big deal.
Yep.
Mhm.
And that's another high point for the Cars Tour.
Oh, for sure.
You know, that's,
Yep.
and I understand there's a couple more things coming.
Mhm.
And so, don't be surprised what you hear in the next, I'm telling you for. But anyway, don't be surprised what you hear there. Not this weekend, but weekend after next, we have the Hampton Heat 200. It's gonna be probably be hot.
This weekend?
Huh?
This weekend, right?
No, next
Next
weekend,
weekend.
not this weekend.
Oh.
Yep.
Well then, is anybody picking anybody else besides Connor Hall?
How do you pick against Connor Hall? is what
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
I stood up here and talked to him the other night, and you know, he's done one. Well, he had at that point done 8 straight here on the Langley, and then one Cars. He done 8 straight. And you said, man, I need these 2 wins. And I'm looking around like,
I need every one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, what the hell, you need 2 more for him. You done 8 already. I mean, you know. But then he goes out, he got the 2 more. So, you know.
He's rolling.
I mean, he is definitely. The biggest things that impress me is the inverts and coming back to win.
It's so quick.
Yeah,
I mean,
although,
he's there by lap 20.
Right, but I mean, I will say this past week, the 2 of you who was running side by side there, and he was able to kind of easy get his way up to second. Then you knew he had the car
In a matter of time.
to go by those
Yeah.
guys. It's been pretty impressive. I mean, you.
Well, if Connor, if you're out there listening, because I know you're on your vacation with your girlfriend. We'll talk again real soon because I got him coming on the show, and I tried to get him come this week, but
Like I say, if he comes on and then doesn't win the next race, he ain't coming back out.
You let him say something to him. Give him that chance. Give him the chance.
Yeah, he ain't gonna be here for you.
Yeah, just say, give him that chance.
Yeah,
Give him that chance. No. Yeah, he's been extremely strong. And,
Brenda said Butterbean. I don't think Butterbean is right now. His own car stuff is not.
No.
what it was last year.
And as fast as Connor's been over a stretch of a long period, even, you know, lap count here, twin races, I mean, I haven't seen anybody with that kind of speed for that long of time. That many laps, you know,
Well,
just.
What is he
fast.
saving in the first race? You know what I mean?
I mean, exactly.
See, that's what I was
How fast
thinking.
the cars. And you know, Dean did this a lot last year, right?
He won 6 or 7 in a row or something.
Six,
It was
won
something.
six.
It was,
Yeah.
okay, I know
And-
quite a few in a row.
And there were several times that I thought Butterbean had saved way too much. But you know, that's easy to do when you got a fast car, right?
Yes.
You
Yeah,
know,
I mean, yeah. Well, or the car's been on tires
But then the
too.
thing about it is Connor Hall was out front in the first part of the first race. He stayed out front, but you could tell he was managing that gap.
Oh.
Really, you know,
Yeah, absolutely.
that car get a little, that second place car get just a little bit,
Yeah.
and you could tell he was managing it real. So with that, he was saving his tires no matter what.
Oh, for
So-
sure. Well, I mean, that's a smart racer, right?
Oh, you have to be. I mean,
You know what I mean?
yeah. It ain't his first rodeo. You can
No.
definitely
No.
tell. I
No,
mean, you can,
absolutely.
and
I mean, and it says something how good his own car is when they come in for the cars tour and he parks the damn paid car and gets his own car and brings it up here to run and wins the race.
Yep. I
You may
think,
see that. You may see that Hampton Heat weekend too.
oh, it's lights out. That car is lights
Well, I'd
out.
imagine that's gonna be his own car. I would
Well,
think.
I understand Chad's bringing the car too. I
Well,
mean,
it ain't gonna hurt to have one here, but
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
for a backup, just in case. Because I mean,
I think Brendan's gonna have Pulliam's car here, so that's it's gonna be an interesting
it's gonna be a
race.
good race.
Let's talk about the limited late models a little bit. That was a very interesting race, but man, I tell you what, I felt so bad for Kyle Nestor and Riley
Yeah.
Music, and everybody. Riley Music is the defending champion. He's the defending rookie of the year, whatever. Everybody was looking at him, but I felt bad for him because his season's over, pretty much over. I mean, even if he does get something,
I would think he would get something. I mean, honestly, the Limited is a great series. I mean, like it looks like it's a lot of fun. The kids that are racing in it, it's so impressive to watch these young kids. And I think we have we look at it a little different because we know these young kids and have seen them grow up a little bit, and then to see them all racing each other, all these friends racing each other is a lot of fun to watch.
And it's really fun because I was here Saturday when I went out. I was going down. I was going over to the pit. That's why I was going down through there, and here come Jacob Derrick and his little posse coming across there, and and of course Brandy was right up at the corner there, and I mean they're all friends. I mean they may bark at each other when something ain't right,
for
but
sure.
but they're all friends, and to see what happened to
I mean,
Riley.
him and Rick are buddies.
I can still consider him a friend. I mean,
Not after I tell him you did it intentionally. But
Nobody believes you.
but Kyle, he just lost it right here, and it wasn't anything, and now even his season's over.
Yeah.
Because I was talking.
That sucks.
I was talking to somebody.
That bad on that?
The door.
Front.
I heard the door bar kind of.
All the door bar.
And I would imagine it might have bent the truck arm mount
Yeah,
where he got
it
hit,
did.
because if it bents the truck arm mount, it's almost toast. I mean,
It is toast.
yeah,
It's
that's what I'm
already
saying.
said it's toast.
If it ripped the back bar mount out and the track bar,
I mean, Riley
Truck
hit
bar
a
mount.
ton.
they're both very lucky that they didn't get hit, because I mean, I wasn't here, but I watched the replays of the race. They were where Kyle got hit, and even how Riley hit him. They're very lucky that they're.
And Riley, he had nowhere to go, and it wasn't anything that Kyle did wrong. But again, I hate it for Kyle because he's not going to have a car the rest of the year, and that's two guys that are pretty much
done for the season.
Yeah,
that sucks. Right.
And they're
Especially even for the class too.
Yeah, because that hurts the car count. Which I mean,
they have a good car count, but those kids are names in the sport, right?
Yep.
So the name's here,
Mm-hmm.
and they've developed themselves well here. So that's really
100%.
cool. So but so we really hate it for Kyle Nestor and Riley because they won't be here the rest of the year. But Riley will still be here in the mods, and he's my personal favorite to win the modified. you know, but over.
I root for him.
Over the guy Valente.
I root for him. He's done fantastic. I really do. He's done very well.
Robbie Parker says, meanwhile, I have no invites to the show for the last 2 years. You keep telling shit like you do, you ain't gonna get on the show no more. And Andre GRIER is working on getting on the show either. I don't know what tonight is. After the week I've had, tonight is not the night.
I thought it's been a pretty good show so far.
Well, it's been a good show, except DJ being here.
I need to talk, Robbie, like face to face, like conversation. Yeah. You gonna be here this Saturday for the races?
I don't know, but
I hope you are. Because if you come on down the fence, we'll have food and everything. We'll have a talk conversation about this race that I need to hear about. I want everybody to be there.
no excuse. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, I've been lapped before too. It's okay. It's okay. There's no shame in being lapped. It's okay.
He did say when they went asphalt, they wore his ass.
Now, I'm going when Southampton went to asphalt.
Yep.
I will have to say, the boys from Langley came up there to race up at Southampton, and it was pitiful.
I remember I was there for the last dirt race and the first asphalt race, and you can definitely tell.
It was pitiful. It was for one. But it was.
Oh, was he racing there? Was he? Oh, really? Yeah. Was that when they're talking? Oh, wow. I was there for that night. I heard that day. What class was it? Because now I'm really interested in Benny Stock. Oh, yeah.
Factor shit up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'll ask my mom if she got any video clips of that. My mom used to videotape everything back then. And we used to go. Yeah, oh, yeah. Yeah. What number was it?
22.
22, yeah.
You know, I've had unappreciative. I've had unappreciative people on this show.
This takes the cake, right?
I said so many good things about you last week.
I mean,
I couldn't wait to get you on the show. Now I'm regretting every move I made.
I think we've all learned things tonight. You know? It's good.
Problem is you ain't learned the story yet. That's the problem.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. See,
Oh,
I'm
Robbie
confused.
says, I'll show you the race, Jack. Nobody has a beta system. I'll beta tape them forever.
With friends.
Are they opening Southampton back up? Or I mean, I've heard things, but you always hear things.
It's coming back as a drift track.
Oh, is that what they're doing? Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. I didn't know what they were
Matter
actually
of
doing.
fact, they were up there drifting the other night.
Oh, really?
Just practicing and playing with it.
Hmm.
They can draw out the track however they want the track to whatever. And they were up there practicing with that and playing with it. So they have gotten everything has been taken care of now. They had one issue that was not done and took them a while to get that straight. Now they've got that done. So now they can start working towards that first show that they want to have. But before that happens, he wants to invite a lot of the ex-race car drivers from Southampton to come up.
Are you one of them?
Yes, I'm very much one of them. Thank you very much. But we did not invite Robbie Parker. just to put it out there, we did not invite him.
I wasn't invited either. I feel like I raced there a couple times.
You definitely did one.
Me and Robbie will come together. We'll just show up. I got a popcorn bucket I take everywhere. I bring that with me.
Was Mason still banned from South?
I don't know about that.
That was a cool little racetrack there.
My cheeks are hurting.
That was cool.
It was a great racetrack.
It was. It was interesting to drive. It was unique.
But it was, back when it was dirt, that was the local thing.
Yeah.
If you were in the neighborhood in that area, everybody on Saturday night or Friday night to show up at Southampton Speedway, and you'd have your local drivers, and everybody be pulling for them local drivers. and it was a big deal. It was really big, really huge. And then with asphalt, it kind of went away.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
then people like Robbie Parker showed up and screwed the whole works.
I believe that. Yeah. Yeah. I believe that. They say locals ruin racetracks, but that's what they say.
He wasn't a local.
Okay.
He was from down here. So
Oh, that's what he had. He brought the problems with him. Man.
He said they didn't need to be friends when they got there. He blamed you.
Bro, yeah.
Said I ran the last. I won the last. I said I won the last pure stock race there. Well, I'm so proud of you.
Taylor said, "Be nice to Jack, Daddy. Be nice to Jack."
Well, good. I'm glad somebody would be nice to me. Anyway, that's our show for tonight, pretty much, because DJ's got to leave. And
last time, yeah. Nice you got to see me. I'll see you around the racetrack Saturday night, Langley Speedway. Come see us here in Virginia.
Once y'all see him today, I'm really wondering if you'll see him up here again.
I really want to thank my wife again. The old lady.
Yeah.
That hurt too, you know.
Yeah, that old lady you were talking about. Yeah, okay.
So wait till we see her, like, oh, you know, lady.
Oh, you know I'm gonna yeah, I'm gonna you got some paper. You can back on it. Scott, not done eating pizza yet.
I don't know if I can take it anymore. I was hungry.
Anyway, next week, one of the things we did is the change up here. I wanted to wait till you got here to really discuss the change in the race director. What's his name here? And I talked about it earlier, but we've got Shane Walls coming back. He'll be with us next week.
Okay.
So we didn't get Justin here this week because of the change. Scott will be with us next week, and Shane will be with us next week. Scott, you gonna be with us next week?
I hope so. I might stop by. Stop in, you know, just stop in. I say I'm close.
You'll obviously come by.
Yeah, just come on by.
You're not invited.
7:15-ish, 7:20. Make sure he's good and comfortable in there. Okay.
Don't make me call the sheriff's department.
They know me.
Well, you're right. Jack was in prison for like 20-some years.
What?
That's another story for another day, right?
I said you was in prison for.
I worked at a prison for 30 years.
I tried to leave that part out.
Yeah. Skip that one. Just.
Yeah, he's good for skipping the good things.
Yeah. Well, that's about the racing stories, you know. Second or third.
You know what, DJ? I used to think it was pretty cool. You were a race car driver and everything I was pulling for you.
Oh man, I'm just a steering wheel
Not
holder.
really,
Just a
not
steering wheel holder.
really sure I'm not really sure I'm in that anymore.
Depends me down for next week. It's not 17.
All right, now your spotter friend.
Oh, Bear.
Yeah. What's his last name?
Shit, I can't remember his name.
Ricky Hennig?
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Okay. Anyway, he's gonna be with us next week.
Oh, did you talk to him?
Yeah, we talked to him. And if he comes in here with some shit like this one,
If Bear's gonna be here, I'll come in and say hi. I know Bear's cool. Yeah, I'll come and say hey.
Brenda Parker says, "Love you, DJ." Well, when he gets home, he may not be loved at home. That's for damn sure. But anyway, Shane Laws, and then we're gonna have one of the Wacky Wednesday drivers with us next week. So Josh Torres will be with us. So anyway, like and share our show. Hope everybody can be back with us next week. This show was, I'm so sorry it went off the rails like it did, but we can't help it. If you go out to the races this weekend, who is Deborah Valente?
My mom. Hey mom, you got a picture? Hey, we need some videos from Southampton. It turned dirt. What year did it turn asphalt?
I'm not going to tell you.
We got to do some searching on the VHS tapes you have.
Miss Deborah.
That's probably knows the racing.
Well, yeah, that's exactly date. Exact date.
Miss Deborah.
How many laps down?
I really don't like talking trash about people's children. But Miss Valente, you done something wrong here. I don't know what it was, but you missed the mark.
Oh, she's like, I got all your truck races.
Yeah. Well, I know she got something Italian. I know there's some there. I promise you.
If you find this.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be great.
It will be.
It's it's just for you might want it. Everybody wants sentimental things. It's sentimental day.
Right now, the most sentimental thing I will see you get up and leave it.
That ain't the first time I've heard that.
You know,
Oh, Brenda says she's got them.
Yeah. Perfect. Perfect.
And Mary says, "Welcome to my world."
It's daily.
Mary, I gotta say one
That's
thing.
my old lady, by the way.
I knew who it was.
Okay.
But Mary, I don't know how long you've been married to him, but you got to be a godly woman.
Yep. Yes.
To be able to put up with this. I've only been around him for an hour, and I'm gonna tell you what now, I'm not really sure that I can stand much more.
Oh.
You know, Andre Greer's getting on my last name.
Oh, when they raced the wrong way on the track.
Yeah.
That wasn't you, Jack.
I'm just gonna go get in this. We need to end this damn show right here. All right, we appreciate everybody being with us.
So just DJ when I got moved.
Y'all
See
ready?
y'all next week.
Hey, Mary, don't you send him back here next week. Don't do it.
We'll see how Saturday goes. If I'll be available Tuesday or not. If Rick don't show up and don't tear my car up, I'll be here Tuesday.
You can bet between now and then,
You'll call.
between now and then, I'm gonna send something to it. And Mary says I'm gonna drop him off.
She's been together way too long. We've been together way too
Evidently,
long.
she wants to get rid of your ass too. Anyway, God help us. We're gonna end the show right now. Y'all, please know this is not one of the shows you're gonna probably want to watch again.
I'll be back next week.
No, you won't. I have the keys to the place. I can't lock it up. Anyway.
Get to the door and be like, I hear it going on in there.
All right, we'll talk to you later, and tell everybody to watch and like our show, and we're just hoping that DJ gets downstairs for live. We'll talk to you later. Oh, driver of the week. I'm glad you brought that up, Brendan. Yes, I didn't even mention driver of the week this week.
I meant to ask you earlier, but
By
I got
one
sidetracked.
vote. By one vote. Donovan Edwards is driver of the week.
Oh, good for him.
Awesome.
So Donovan Edwards made Nate was one vote short.
Oh, wow, man. Both of them are great candidates.
Yeah, so that was
Proud of both of them for winning the race.
yeah. So anyway, all right, we'll see you next week. No, DJ won't, and it's Scott, and he's on the verge of being replaced. But anyway,
To be continued.
Yeah.
I've already got some people lined up that want to take Scott's place. So we'll see how that works out.
Robbie Parker.
Oh, hell no. Not Andre Greer either.
Yeah, that's the second one.
All right, we'll talk to you next week.